Hey there, Alexis back again with more fun tips for you. In case you didn't see it on Saturday, I talked all about the benefits of getting up first thing and getting your workout in bright and early. And so today I want to talk about how you make that happen. I recommend this a lot in my challenge groups and to my patients and people I work with, and the number one question I get is, I just can't do it. How do you become a morning person? So all this week I'm going to be talking about lots of tips on how to become a morning person and help you, do that, make that transition if that's what you want to do. So let me just say that there are some people out there who are great at being successful, at being night owls and getting things done and exercising at night, but more often than not, when I work with challengers and patients, I find that the people who are most successful are those who are, getting up and getting it done first thing in the morning. So let me just introduce myself in case you don't know me. My name is Alexis, and my page here is Alexis Coachiever Health and Fitness RX. The health and fitness because it's my passion, and the RX because I'm also a family practice physician assistant, and I work a lot with families, especially women. That's my passion, is working with women and busy moms and teaching them that it's so important to prioritize ourselves and take care of ourselves before we take care of everyone else, because it just makes us that much better at what we do. And so today we're going to talk about sleep hygiene, and that's going to be part of what's going to help you, be a morning person and make it a lot easier to get up in the morning. So obviously my number one tip about becoming a morning person and, getting better sleep is stop staying up so late, stop being a night owl. But that's easier said than done. I mean, for me, I've been a morning person my whole life, 41 years going strong. My mom was a morning person. I learned it from her. It was sort of ingrained from a young age that we went to bed early and we woke up bright and early. I'm teaching it to my kids too. They do not sleep in, even when I want them to. So, most experts recommend 7 to 8 hours of sleep to have a good restful night's sleep. Everyone's a little bit different. I can do pretty well with 6 hours. Some people need 8, 9 hours. So you have to determine that range. And then in order to wake up early, you sort of have to work back from there to find your bedtime. But there's a lot more to it than that. So in the medical world, we refer to, good sleep and healthy sleep as sleep hygiene. No, we're not talking about taking a shower before bed, although that could help you wind down. But sleep hygiene is basically good habits that are going to help you sleep better and contribute to your sleep. And so these are some things that I share with my patients when they come into me telling me about their insomnia and that kind of thing. And before I throw an Ambien or some other kind of sleep aid at them, we always try and fix some things naturally. And so these are some of my top tips on how to sleep better. Number one is you have to have a routine. I know a lot of you are parents, and I'm sure can think back to when those cute kids were teeny tiny babies, and we were struggling with them, not going to bed when we want them to, and not sleeping well. And so we read a lot of baby books, and I guarantee if you were like me, every single book you read said, make a routine and stick to it, because that's what was best for our babies. Well, you know what? We don't outgrow that just because we're grown-ups now. We need routines too, and our brain needs signals to know when it's time to wind down and go to bed. So get a routine, whatever it is for you, to help you wind down, and stick to it. As you're working towards getting up earlier, you might want to start that routine earlier and earlier in the evening so you can then go to bed earlier. So whatever your routine is, find it, stick to it, and that will help your brain kind of get that signal that it's time to go to bed. My next tip, and this one is the absolute hardest for me too, is unplug. Our entire lives, we are constantly bombarded, like right now, with devices and stimulation and TV and just being online. And so not only is this just overstimulating to our brains and makes it hard for them to wind down, but the blue light that comes from those devices is actually proven to interfere and delay the release of melatonin, which is our kind of hormone that helps us to fall asleep. So we must turn off those devices at least an hour before bed. If not two, trust me, I have a problem with it. I don't have sleep issues, so it's not as big of a deal for me, but I am known to go to bed and lay there in bed and check email, Facebook, Instagram, what you name it. But if you do have issues with falling asleep and getting good sleep, that is a must, 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 especially for our kids. That's a really important one too. And so we're trying to do that better in our house, and it's just really good rule to stick with. Next one is don't send your brain mixed signals. What does that mean? Well, your bed is meant for two things when it comes to good sleep hygiene. Can you guess what those are? Anyone? Anyone? One of them sleep, and there's another one. The other one's sex. So two great things. But when we do other things in our bed, aside from sleep or sex, our brain gets kind of confused. So a lot of people go to bed and they watch TV to wind down, or they read a book. You know, those of us that work on our computers and phones a lot of times go to bed and do more work. That's actually sending mixed signals to your brain. So when your head hits that pillow, your brain needs to know it's time to go to sleep. So if you do, obviously we know the rule about computers and being on our phones. That's a no-no. But if you do like to read to wind down at night, which is great, it's a great activity to wind you down. Make sure it's in a book, not on a tablet, and also do it somewhere outside of your bed. Make yourself a nice little reading nook. What a great excuse to go shopping and buy some cute little chair and light, that kind of thing. Or do it out on your couch, that kind of thing. But don't read in bed. Don't watch TV in bed, that kind of thing. It just gives mixed signals to your brain. Lastly, and one of the hardest ones for a lot of people is you should not drink alcohol before bed if you have trouble sleeping. Contrary to popular belief, alcohol does not help you sleep better. Yes, it does help you fall asleep faster because it's a depressant and it kind of slows our brain down, that kind of thing. But it actually is shown to interfere with restorative sleep. It actually interferes with your REM sleep, and which is actually our most restorative phase of sleep. So yeah, 1 or 2 glasses before bed sounds good and helps us fall asleep, but it actually makes our sleep worse throughout the night. So those are my 4 tips. Get yourself a routine, unplug, turn off those devices an hour or 2 before bed, stick to the 2 things that should be happening in bed, sleep and sex, nothing else, and get on the wagon if you're having sleep issues and you're trying to get better sleep so that you can then get up earlier in the morning. So I hope that some of those tips help you. If you are looking to, try and get up earlier, get your workouts in and being more consistent with it, be sure you tune in all week. Tomorrow I'll be talking about just how you can actually get up and get out of bed and get going in the morning and some ways to make that easier. So I hope you have some sweet dreams with all those tips, and I hope you have a great night. Thanks, guys.